Welcome back to the Scorpio channel and welcome if you're new to the channel. My name is Laura. I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates. Also know on this channel I like to dive deep within the reading. So I look at everything, but we take more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play those karmic themes. This allow you to see your situation from a different perception. It will also allow you to see how you're contributing to the imbalances within your situation, and most importantly, what you need to do to transmute, to integrate and then transmute the spiritual energy. So the readings have a therapy style to them. They tend to be a little bit longer because we're talking all about the behaviorisms, not just what this person did. Because a lot of times we don't understand why they did what they did. And we want to know why they did what they did, because what they did affected us. And that's how wounded people wound people, right? You heard that before. Hurt people, and they do because they're not aware of their behaviors. So why would we understand why a person's doing something if they don't know why they're doing it? And you may say, well, who cares anyway? Well, if you can integrate the spiritual lesson, you do, because then this way you won't attract the same type of person. You won't live the same karmic theme. That's why. And because wounded people hurt people because they're hurt and they never heal. Once you heal, you can't hurt another person, and you certainly won't attract someone on that vibration. And you would recognize someone that had the same behaviorisms and habits. See, you had to be imbalanced to attract somebody that is imbalanced. That's the way that it goes. Now, your imbalance may come out differently, but a lot of times the same spiritual block is the same. All right. If you don't understand, just trust me, you will. And if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always the underlying energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. Now let's see what that word is. I want to thank all my subscribers, my old and my new. Thank you for all your likes, share, subscribe. I love your comments. Keep them coming. I love the love. I need the love. Definitely now. Transitions are hard. Okay, the word is obsession. Obsession. I feel like you are connected to someone that wouldn't give you the attention before, right? But now it's like they're obsessed. I feel like they're obsessed, and I feel like they're obsessed because they can't stop thinking about it. They didn't want to think about the connection with you. They thought, just give it a little time and things will go back to the way that they were. But I feel like your person has found themselves in a place of feeling really lonely right now. And they keep on looking back. And I feel like you might be like, we didn't even really have that many great memories. The thing is, this person has very shallow types of relationships. And so, the conversations that you had were not all sexual. They were actually deep conversations that at the time the person didn't appreciate. And you might have even been like, they didn't even talk, but you talked to them. And the fact that you never cared, it's almost like you're in your own world. I think this person again didn't really understand you when they met you. And you used to talk to them, you're always friendly to them. And sometimes this person would be standoffish, sometimes they would be friendly, sometimes they would be shy. You never knew what you were going to get with this person, but you were always the same with this person. And I feel like they're looking back on that, and they're looking back on and remembering the feeling of the connection and how it was comfortable, and how every time they're around you, they just wind up sometimes feeling like they share a little too much, even though they don't, not all the time. It's like, but they remember certain things, which means that they ruminate a lot on your past experiences with them. So they're stuck in a place of nostalgia, and they feel lonely. And so again, they're like really obsessing, but they're obsessing more about the betrayal that they caused to you and the fact that they were so hostile towards you. And that now I feel like they can feel like you're hostile towards them, like you don't want to talk to them. That's how they're taking it. And you might be like, I'm not hostile. I just don't want to talk to you. And that's the thing. This person only knows two ways: people that lust and chase after them, or people that hate them. And it's because of what they create. So they know that they didn't treat you well, and they kind of, are assuming that you're going to react the same way that everyone else reacted. I feel like you didn't react the way that everyone else reacted. So they were assuming you would still hold on to the emotion, and I don't really know why. It's like, I feel like almost like this person subconsciously, like there's a part of me that feels like, and they do this again subconsciously, that they would kind of want you to be mad, because I'm feeling like this person is all upset, ruminating on the fact that they abandoned you, and they acted like they didn't care. And now they're all in a place of anxiety and worry because they know that they didn't treat you right. So it's almost like I would kind of, I'm like, I feel like this person is being put into a situation where they have to either come back and apologize, or there's a part of them that's not 100% healed, and they're like, well, I would want you to be angry. I want you to be angry because then I can justify why. And this person doesn't know how you're at, but they want to know where you're at, because again, they either want to say, well, I don't want to feel lonely, and I don't want to feel like I lost out on an opportunity, even though this person pretty much knows that they lost out on an opportunity. And because again, I feel if anyone's hostile, it's them, and they're hostile because they're reminiscing of the past. They're looking at you. They're finally looking at you where they weren't looking at you or acting like they gave a shit before at all. So they're in anxiety and worry because I feel like they thought that they could keep doing that. Again, lonely. When you were with them, you were lonely, and you were lonely because it's, again, they weren't giving you anything emotionally. And the constant in and out, not knowing what you were going to get, like they always kept you at an arm's length. I feel like they were trying to make you mad. And I feel like that you felt like this person, anytime you would say something to them that you didn't like, they would perceive it as if you were like lashing out at them, scolding them, where it's, again, no, you weren't. And if anything, it triggered them. So this person projected and deflected a lot. It says X factor, but I don't really know why it says that, because it's like, now for some may be connected to an ex, but I don't really even feel that. Or some might have were in a relationship with an ex, and the way that they learned how to communicate was to argue and scold, that they're wounded from that ex and they're projecting a lot of their shit onto you, and they don't know it, where you're just trying to have a conversation to see maybe what kind of connection you're in, or something even as simple as, do you want to go to lunch? And it depended on the day, and this person would be like, you're trying to control me, where you weren't trying to control them at all. It's that they were being standoffish. They didn't want to offer anything. So you acting normal, because this person is keeping their hook in, giving a lot of mixed messages. So you saying like, let's go to lunch is not really telling this person what they're doing or trying to control them, but because they don't have any intention or they didn't have any intention of giving anything, of course they saw it that way. I'm just feeling like there was somebody else in the background, if not physically there, like again, from the trauma, and that this person just took out a lot of their crap onto you. And again, look at this. You felt lonely, you felt ignored. So all this again, holding the energy back, not giving you anything. It's like you didn't feel heard or valued. Your feelings seemed to be ignored and heard. And that's what I said. And that's because, again, anytime that you would say anything, they would lash out at you. But I'm feeling like, again, that was their way of like just trying to shut you down, like punish you, stonewall you, gaslight you, manipulate you. Now, if they were with somebody that was a lower hanging fruit, they would become subservient and stay like oppressed and be okay with it. That's not what happened here. It's again, it's like in this person, the in and out, like they said, they always had one foot in, one foot out. Like it triggered your abandonment issues. You too have wounds. This person doesn't see you that way. They look at who you are from the outside. They're not a deep person themselves. They didn't allow themselves to get deep with you, possibly because there was already deep emotions there and this person felt like they wouldn't be able to control themselves. So they were like wanted to really keep you at an arm's length. And I feel like it's because they were out of a relationship, but they were still very much affected by that relationship. They were still like, again, hurt people hurt people. And so this person was only looking at their own pain. They weren't looking at yours. And so they look at you and they see, you know, you work a job that you like, you have a lot of friends, that life seems so easy for you, that you don't seem to be affected by much, where that's not true. That you're just not crying through the streets, you're not posting it up on social media. This person is used then going with lower hanging fruit with people that do that complain about their problems to everyone, that don't know how to self-regulate, that look for things outside of themselves to fulfill them. This was not you because you were abandoned growing up. You have your own abandonment issues, but they're seeing you as an adult. And I feel like you thought that this was something that you thought was fully healed. And clearly, because this person, you stayed connected to this person and they continued to do it, it would trigger your abandonment issues. Yeah, and it cannot continue. Like it cannot continue to happen anymore. You got to the place where you were like, I'm tired of this. This is bullshit. You're like not you're turning me off. Illusions, like you felt like you were living under the illusion, like are you dating somebody? Like is there something else going on in your life? Are you like living a double life? Because why aren't you giving me anything? Why am I in a connection with someone that makes me feel lonely, that keeps me at an arm's length, that comes in and out of my life, that doesn't value me? Why, like you don't see that that's what you're doing? But I feel like you stuck around for that for like longer than you had intended. I feel like there was a part of you that always thought that they were going to like change. I want to see like what this person, like how they feel. Let's see what they feel now. Let's see if they're going to do anything before we go deeper. Please forgive me. So they want forgiveness. I feel like I can't give you what you need. Like, so like they want forgiveness, but on an emotional level, they don't know whether they can give you what they need because this person has never been in a successful relationship. And they have, or that past relationship was just such a bad relationship, it overpowers all the other relationships. that this person doesn't trust themselves. And because they don't trust themselves, they're like, I don't know whether I can give you what you need. I think the world of you. So this person does like think that you're someone that is very someone that they respect. Where I don't feel like when you were there, they respected you. It's almost like that song, you don't know what you got till it's gone. But that still didn't answer me. It's like, are they going to do anything? What is their plan? You know what? Let me use a different guy. What are the hidden truths? Tell me, tell me. Are they going to do anything? Sometimes I stay awake thinking of you, a lot of ruminating, a lot of obsession. I want you, of course, because the word was again obsession, right? Or it was, what was the word? Yeah, it was obsession. So it's like this person, like, of course, is lusting, you know? And even if you don't want to be in a relationship with them, that spirit uses people to help us heal, brings people, situations, and experiences into our life to help us heal, to change. And even if this connection doesn't work out, spirit's like, I don't care, I give you free will to do as whatever you want. However, this person definitely has feelings and they're going to regret if this connection doesn't work out. And I can feel that because it's like, I want you, I stay awake, please forgive me. I don't know whether I'm good enough, if I don't know if I can give you what you need. It sounds like to me, I don't know if I'm good enough because again of my past relationship. I bury myself in work to forget you. So they're in avoidance because there's a part of them that doesn't feel like they can really 100% emotionally give you what you need. But I feel like it's also this person has their own abandonment issues and they're afraid that if they actually open up and they're not healed and you leave, that because they already think that they don't have enough, then it's going to crush them. It's almost easier for this person to stay in a place of limbo, even though it's not. It's making them be in fantasy world where they're obsessing, they're thinking they want you, they desire you. It's that energy is still there. So they're detached and removed from themselves because they're afraid to do what they really should do, which is come and apologize to you, try and have a conversation with you. But this person actually feels like, would you even believe me now after all that? When our conversations are light and lighthearted and playful, it's easy, but sometimes there when we talk, there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of tension, and so this person has a hard time communicating. And it's like they of course there would be tension. This person hasn't treated you well, and there's a sense that that was what causes the problem. They haven't treated you well, so you would say something, and then instead of them fixing it, they would stonewall you, they would avoid you, they wouldn't fix it, they would just do something else to be disrespectful to you. So that's really why they're obsessing, because they can't believe how horrible they treated you. And now they're looking at, they're like, of course you wouldn't stick around. They're actually in a place of shame. And they do understand why that you don't trust them. And they're disappointed in themselves, but now they feel like completely powerless. And if anything, they're angry with themselves because they know that you're intolerant to their bullshit. If anything, maybe even resentful, which makes them very insecure to approach you because you're going to see through any lies and illusions. And this is why this person stays disconnected in fantasy land. Again, just fantasizing. I bet you this person, like, has a few pictures of you and does a little dirty to your picture. I don't want to scare you, but I mean, they're detached. But they're not fixing it. They're like, I want to fix it, but I can't. So they stay in a place of victimization. It's again, they're very weak. I mean, That's what I see right here at this moment. Now, can it change? Yes, it can change and it can flip-flop either which way. But right now, they're sitting on the fence. They're not doing anything because they don't know what to do. They're holding back because they don't know what to do. They feel like they don't have enough. I feel like there's a sense that if they were going to come in and fix it, they would really feel like they need to like give a tremendous amount, and they don't really have that. This person was coming from a place of lack to begin with. You have to realize that this person is used to only being in toxic relationship, okay, where they have attachments usually with narcissistic people, and it's mainly because they're a little narcissistic themselves. They're selfish, so they play games and now they regret it, but they don't know how to be, because they always try and wear a mask where they're like, again, trying to be perfect, and they don't want to, they avoid you because they avoid the blame. So, and they also doubt quite highly that you would take them back. This is why they're like 90% like, what am I gonna go? I'm gonna apologize, you're gonna forgive me, but you're not gonna give me what I want, which is to like fix it, to do a do-over so I can show you a different version of myself, and be like, no. So again, the first card out for you, why you attracted this person. Number one, discipline. Number two, joy. Number three, protection. We're doing six. Crafts and creativity. Organized chaos. Water. Well, you attracted this person into your life because I feel, first of all, like protection was the first card that really jumped out at me, and then organized chaos. Discipline happens when we are brought up in an environment where we don't feel safe. When we don't feel safe as children, we tend not to be as disciplined. Why? Because we have to self-medicate ourselves. We have to soothe ourselves. We have a lot of anxiety. We don't have anyone reassuring us. We don't have anyone guiding us. And so we have to figure it out ourselves. And children are not adults, so they tend to get overstimulated. They don't feel safe. They come from a place of survival then. And like I said, then you're not taking the time to invest in yourself, to grow yourself, to ever really become yourself, right? Because you're too busy surviving. So you may actually think, I'm not good at anything. I don't have any talents. I don't really have anything, like, again, that I'm interested in. I don't really have any other passions in my life. So you were like, again, giving this person too much. This is why they got cocky. So the discipline that you should have been putting into yourself, which, by the way, I feel like is what you did because you walked away. And that's why this person is in a bad way now and saying, why didn't I see all this before? And it's because it wasn't 100% there. And so organized chaos is growing up in an environment where it's not that you didn't go to school and you didn't eat it, you did, but it's because one parent was doing all the work. They just were angry all the time, and they had to do everything, so they couldn't give you what you needed. So again, it means that you're growing up in survival, you're growing up mad, and so you're not really learning how to go with the flow. So in this situation, you kind of learn to go with the flow, and that's not, oh, you tolerated. No, it means that you went through situations that were difficult and you were redirected, and you redirected without any resistance. It meant that you said, okay, you're not giving me what I need. I'm going to put my energy here. And what happened is that like whatever hobby or interest you had wound up growing and becoming something that you're passionate about, which canceled out this energy. It's again, which now is why your person doesn't feel you and why they're obsessed. They're obsessed because they're having to look at their behavior because you cut your energy, but you cut your energy because you threw yourself into your hobbies, your interests, your friends, your passions, and then finding yourself, into creating yourself. You disciplined yourself in doing what you needed to do to take care of yourself emotionally, psychologically, and financially, and all those ways to make you whole. And that's why this person's in a place of regret. So before we end this reading off, we always end with one positive thing, which is, well, what does Spirit want us to know? And what Spirit wants us to know is a new opening. When one door closes, I am confident another one will open, and it will be for my betterment. I accept that life brings me challenges and acknowledge the opportunity and learning they present to me. Serenity comes from wisdom. And so what you said was, I grew up in this bullshit of organized chaos where I couldn't get, no one gave to me emotionally. I don't have to choose a partner that does it. Bye. I choose serenity, and I know as one door closes, which is you, somebody of betterment is coming my way. I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio. I love you all, and I love your comments. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.